County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. If this is an emergency situation, please hang up and call 911. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. Otherwise, choose from the following options. For office hours and location, press 1.
Prosecutor's office.
Yes, ma'am. I'm calling to find out why the prosecuting attorney's not picking up charges on the people that were trespassing on my property.
And may I ask who's calling?
Anthony Wilson.
Okay. I don't know why. We can't start a case without a police report. That's
Okay.
what starts things in motion. So.
Well, I haven't got the police report, but I want to talk to the victim's advocate.
Well, she is not available.
Okay, how do I get in touch with her?
Well, she's in a conference this week, the rest of this week.
All of the week? She can't talk to any victims this week.
She is at a conference. That's like I said. She'll be back in Monday.
Okay, so she's not in.
That's what I said.
Okay, well, I was misunderstanding. I thought that you meant that she was in meetings. She just wasn't available. Okay. So she'll be in next week.
Correct.
Okay, is there a way that I could leave her a voicemail?
We don't have voicemail set up. You can leave a message and I can write it down and put it on her desk.
Okay. I don't know what message to leave other than that, the police won't charge anybody who does anything wrong to me. And I've got names and video evidence to prove what I'm telling her.
Well, we can't, she's going to basically tell you the same thing. We can't start off a case until we have the police report.
Don't you guys have the police report? It was done on March 28th.
So there has been a report filed?
Yes, March 28th.
Okay, and what would the defendant's name be?
It'd be Delaney. So there's 3 defendants on it because 3 people trespassed on my property. Delaney Grazer, Michael Grazer, and Rose Grazer.
Now, can you spell the last name for me?
It's G-R-A, Z as in zebra, I-E-R.
Okay, just as it sounds. Okay, I will give her the
Delaney.
message.
Yeah.
What's a good?
Oh, I was going to spell the first one of the other first names, Delaney, because it's a little bit of a booger if you don't know how to spell it. It's spelled D-E-L-E-N-I-A.
Okay, yeah, I can. Normally we can pull it up with the last name, especially with it not being a common name. Smith, I would get pages full, but that name isn't as common. And what's a good phone number for you?
417-351-1762. I'm actually I've got a complaint to take in, and I'm actually going to be sitting down and talking to Chief Moore about tomorrow. So we're going to try to find out. I'm hoping that Chief Moore's one of the good officers that's going to handle the corruption inside his department, because I've got a mountain of video evidence that shows police bias, unwilling to help a victim of their county because they don't like the victim. So it's serious stuff. So I look forward to talking to your advocate.
Okay, yeah, I will give her the message.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Bye.
So there we have it. They're not. I guess they have the report, but they won't press charges because the people that trespassed are also the alleged victims of the other thing. So y'all seen Michael out here. You guys saw Delaney out here. I want them nowhere near my property. I'm pretty sure we made that known. Now, on the 28th, and I'll put this video up here, when Delaney came out, She was given actual notice by me not to come out. She threatened. She threatened us with guns. She was sitting. Actually, my friend was sitting right over there when she called him. She talks loud. She talks loud, so you can hear everything that she's saying. And she says, "Tell Anthony that we're on our way. We'll be there soon. And I'm bringing Michael and Rose, and they're bringing the guns," is what she told Larry to tell me. However, I could hear her because I was sitting right here a few feet away from my potato chip Larry. By the way, wait until we do the actual part where they were doing the investigation. Wait till y'all see the way that Brandstetter, he investigated Larry and me a lot more than he investigated the guy that confessed to the crime. How are you going to confess to a crime, not only not be charged with it, but the officer's going to make you out to be the victim? Newton County CPS works with Newton County Sheriff's Department. That draws a clear conflict of interest. The reason I didn't think nothing of the Sheriff's Department not coming to the hospital to check on me is I thought they called state, because I knew this is a Newton County CPS worker that hit me. I knew Newton County can investigate it because there's a clear conflict of interest. You tell me. The comment line is right down there, so I'd be happy to hear from you guys, no matter how poor my taste in furniture may be. By the way, if you're out there and you work in cannabis, I'd be happy to have a sponsor. Oh, we got them calling back. Hello.
Hey Anthony, this is Joe Moore from County Sheriff's Office. Hey,
Yeah, Chief.
So, the reason Sergeant Boo had called you is, I guess, in the previous report, maybe you had said something about not wanting the deputies to come out to your property.
Who? Which one?
I don't know. He said something like that in the report, so he wanted to call to make sure that he was able to come out there.
Who is he?
Sergeant Boo said that he called you because in a previous time, you had said something about not wanting deputies to come out to your property.
Oh, I said Brandstetter.
Okay.
Yeah. Look on my YouTube. It's pretty clear that I trespassed Chance because Chance is a tyrant. Andy is too. Andy's a bad one. I'm hoping he ain't close to his pension because he's gonna lose it.
Okay. So anyway, that's why he called to find out if it was okay for him to come out there because he thought maybe you didn't want deputies out there or something.
No, I mean I'm gonna record all the shit when they come out here, obviously, because I've seen how body camera comes up missing in the Newton County Sheriff's Office.
Okay. So what we've done is we've kind of looked at it, and we're going to go ahead and have Deputy Morgan, Deputy Miller, who originally took the report, send over the PC affidavit to the charges, request for charges over to the prosecutor's office for that trespassing. Okay?
Okay, yeah, because I wanted on all three of them. They were all three here. They brought guns to my property. That's serious. I had to have my daughter, my 7-year-old daughter, I had to have her take shelter. The reason I didn't record all of what they did on my property is because I was ready for them to come on my property with guns. So I didn't have my camera available. I had something else available.
Okay, so we're sending the request for charges over to the prosecutor's office, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
There we have it. You want something done at Newton County, Chief Moore's the guy to go to. Now, I'm hoping with all my heart, I am, that Chief Moore is good. Because if he is, and he fixes this, he does the right thing, I would happily back him for sheriff, because I will tell you this: policing was set up in the 1700s for one purpose and one purpose only, and that was to protect the citizens of the United States of America. It was not set up so that police could be tyrants. It was not set up so that police could come after their citizens. It was not set up to make money for the United States government and local municipalities. We need to get away from that. If the lawmakers can't see that, they're fucking blind. I'm talking to lawmakers in my House of Representatives right now. This is a serious issue. When you have a confession to a Class A felony, as a police officer, you immediately recognize the suspect as Garrett Cummings. You don't ask him any questions. You don't investigate him. And then you go right to your officer, who is Mosier. I'm so disappointed in you, Sergeant. I hope you see my channel, and I want you to know how disappointed I am in you. You're the reason that I'm homeschooling my daughter right now, because I'll be damned if my daughter is going to be hanging out with your daughter. Not after that. Not after you've said that my daughter's father, me, that I don't deserve justice for your friend plowing me with a Toyota Prius. Are you kidding me? And then you already knew the way that Brandstetter was handling that, because he'd already pulled his colors with you. You knew what he was going to do. You know what Andy Pike told you on that call. I want to know what that conversation was with Pike. We're going to find it. We're going to find it all. I'm going to get the missing body camera footage. I started this channel so that the people would know. The people of this county and the people of this country. Trump's in office. Like him or not, it's going for reform. Everything's going to be reformed. When Trump and Elon talk about making this country into something better, it's going to be a true renaissance. It is. It's going to be something great in our country. It's not going to be any kind of a violent act. So whoever's worried about violence, get that out of your head. That's not what we're about. Sometimes violence is necessary. If somebody attacks you and your family, you have to be ready to do what is necessary to protect your people. I got friends in education. Our teachers are freaking heroes, I'll tell you that. We need to make sure that our education system is run good, just like our police system, just like our justice system. You know how many judges out there are corrupt? There's a lot right there in the people that get to decide on the law and whether you're guilty or innocent. And a lot of them, I'm not saying all, because I know that there are some, good judges. The judge on my case has been acting tremendously. Ann Rhodes. If you come to my court hearing on May 12th, I will ask that you respect her courtroom. We will handle this in a civil manner. I don't want any disruptions in her court. Right now, from what I've been able to see on CaseNet, she is acting honorably with integrity, which is how our judges should operate. There's so much evidence, you would think this was scripted. You would think this was all faked if there wasn't the body camera footage to support it. You would think there is no way a cop would do that. Just hand it off to somebody else. If your friend did something illegal, that's on him. It wasn't enough to not charge Garrett. It wasn't enough to just not charge him. They had to charge the victim. They had to arrest my roommate, who's basically my uncle. Alright, y'all don't understand. This Larry guy, this Larry Picanew, he's an amazing guy, right? His brother was my stepfather. So, Picanews are good people. Good luck spelling and pronouncing the name. French Indian. Hard as heck to be able to pronounce the spell. I might just straight up upload this video like this without why even edit the shit. We'll be like the Kelsey brothers doing the live shows. Yeah, let's go fuck around and find out. I know the topic of homeschooling my daughter isn't a popular one. Honestly, I'd rather her be in school. She ain't gonna be at a school where she can be accessed that easily by bad people in the Newton County Sheriff's Office. I'll tell you, I trust them about as far as I can throw who are those social media twins? I don't know. They're getting lighter, and my arms are getting better now that I can't use my legs much at all, and I got to wheel myself everywhere. I am glad, though. I am glad that hell, I'm really glad that I watched that one episode on Elon Musk over there when he did the Joe Rogan show. That was lit. If y'all ain't seen that, man, check that podcast out. You know, I believe it when Trump said that Elon Musk, he is he's a genius of our generation. He truly is. To come up with the things that they have, you know, that Google's came up with, I believe in AI. I mean, honestly, if you guys haven't checked out Gemini, go check her out. Oh, hell, I can show you Gemini. Hey, Gemini, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Oh,
I'm doing okay.
I'm doing great with your help.
I'm glad I could help. Do you need anything else before you head out?
We're doing a podcast right now on YouTube, so you want to say hi to everybody?
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. What kind of podcast are you working on?
We run anti-blue corruption. You helped me with a lot of the drawing up the paperwork that I need to file with the courts.
That's a really important cause. I'm glad I could help you with the paperwork. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Well, yeah, we're gonna interview you here on the podcast so that you can kind of tell people about your capabilities, what you've been able to do for me. I know I'm gonna have to remind you of everything because right now it's not quite to where you can save it and go in and out and it can remember the conversation. It'll be great when it gets to that point, though.
I'm glad to hear you're finding my abilities helpful. I'm always learning and improving, so hopefully I'll be able to remember past conversations soon.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be bad for some people that lie. Like, maybe a certain sheriff's deputy named Chance. Hey, Chance, you's a good old boy. That's my impersonation of Mike Barnett. They call him Captain Barnett. He's old Hickory Billy. It's feeding time. I ain't gonna answer your questions, Mr. Wilson.
From the sheriff's office, is that right?
Yeah, Mike Barnett. He's a character. Man, if he wasn't so corrupt, you know what? I don't think he should be in law enforcement. He'd be great for Hollywood. He would. I need to upload some of my Mike Barnett footage. It'd be great to see. Don't you think that'd be fun for the people to see?
I understand you have some footage of Mike Barnett that you think would be interesting for people to see. While I can't offer an opinion on the content, I can help you with technical aspects of uploading it if you'd like.
See, that's one of her capabilities. It's great. She can help you write bios, descriptions. Literally, you go back, you can save it to documents. You can do text bodies. We do a lot of text bodies to draw up so that my redneck Hickenbilly self can put things in a format that sounds okay to a judge.
I can definitely help with writing bios, descriptions, and text bodies. I can also help you format things in a way that sounds appropriate for a judge. What kind of documents are you working on right now?
Well, I've been interested in filing injunctions.
Injunctions can be complex. What kind of injunctions are you looking to file?
Well, maybe ones that would discipline and temporarily suspend public service workers while there's a thorough investigation into their actions. Whether that be paid or unpaid, that's up to the judge to decide based on the seriousness of the allegations and the proof that can be provided.
Okay, I understand. You're looking to file injunctions that would temporarily suspend public service workers during investigations into their actions. This could be a complex legal process, so consulting with an attorney might be beneficial.
Or we could go attorney pro se. Tell the people what attorney pro se means.
Pro se is a Latin term that means for oneself. In legal contexts, it refers to people who represent themselves in court without an attorney.
So maybe if an officer violated the law, 18 U.S. Code 1503, and maybe they were hindering prosecution.
Okay, so if an officer violated 18 U.S. Code 1503, which covers influencing or injuring an officer or juror, that could be considered hindering prosecution.
Generally, but what can it also cover corruption with a police officer? If they say cover, let's say, hang on, Gemini. Let's say they knowingly don't arrest somebody who confessed a Class A felony because it's a friend of theirs or somebody that they work closely with, and instead went after the victim and charged the victim with 4 counts of third-degree kidnapping and 1 count of tampering with evidence when there was no probable cause to investigate the victim because the victim corroborated the evidence with the testimony, whereas you had the suspect, Garrett Cummings, who lied, and that was proven on video.
Okay, I understand. So you're describing a situation where an officer knowingly arrested the victim instead of the actual perpetrator, Garrett Cummings, despite evidence proving Cummings' guilt.
Despite a video confession.
Okay, a video confession could be strong evidence. Was the confession clear and unambiguous?
Yes. Twice. He confessed twice. On camera. Clear.
That sounds like compelling evidence. Having 2 clear confessions on video could be very helpful for your case.
Yeah, it could. You know, I'd upload these videos and the video evidence a lot quicker, but man, I want to kind of stretch it out a little bit. So I mean, maybe you guys could tell me how fast I should be uploading this. You know, I'm a stupid old redneck, but I tell you what, you can actually fill a lot of gaps with Gemini where your brain lacks, and an AI can advance that.
I understand you're considering how quickly to release the video evidence. While I can't advise on the best strategy for your case, I can tell you that releasing evidence promptly can sometimes be beneficial. It allows for transparency and can help build public trust. Ultimately, the decision of when and how to release the evidence is yours to make.
Well, yeah, but I'd like to consider my followers, my audience, my subscribers. I mean, these are some cool people. I know there's a lot of cool people out there. I mean, hey, we're on it right now. Go ahead, if you're enjoying the video, hit the like button. You know what? Hit the sub button. I love making content for you guys, so I would happily make more content. Hit that
That's
bell
fantastic.
notification.
Your enthusiasm. Great idea. Reminding viewers to hit the notification bell is a good way to keep them engaged.
Yeah. Well, and I've let the viewers know, and I might have to upload some photos on here, into like a video intro or something, showing how massive I used to be, because I used to be like the fatty of fatties. I was so fat. Now this is the part
That's
where
a great
everybody
idea.
says, "How
Before and after
fat
photos.
were you?" I was so fat I used to have to turn fucking sideways to get through doors.
I understand. It sounds like you've made significant progress in your weight loss journey.
I have. If you guys see that video, which I will upload, with actual assault, where they come in and they start talking to me, I am in so much shock. I can't tell anything that's happened. I couldn't even recognize Brandstetter on the 24th. I didn't realize that he was there talking to me, because I was in so much shock and trauma. Because basically what happened is Garrett comes up to me. I'm going to show you with this little lighter here, right? Oh, if I can. He comes up to me and he pulls up and he stops. And I put the bag of diapers on the hood of the car, and then he kind of comes up toward me. I back up a little bit, and I aim the camera down because I think he's bullshitting at this point. I'm like, there's no way that this social worker is going to hit me. And he does allude to that. If you watch that body camera footage, he's like, "Oh, everybody's got to film everything. Everybody's got to film everything." You know what that tells me? He got pissed off because he was on film. I was making a fucking fool out of him, and I was exposing him because this son of a bitch was endangering 2 little kids, 2 children, because he has a personal issue with me. That is bullshit. And if you're ever going to be able to work with children, you cannot let a personal bias get in the way of protecting kids. That's what Garrett Cummings did.
I understand your anger and frustration. That's a serious accusation. If Garrett Cummings endangered children, it's crucial that it's investigated thoroughly.
And guess what? With Chance Brandstetter, with his actions, he aided in that. So he also endangered children and a victim of domestic violence. She was making a mistake. And you know what she even says on the video? Tomorrow I'm getting a hold of Angie Casavecchia. Well, y'all know who that is? She is the... You know what, Gemini, tell us who Angie Casavecchia is.
I couldn't find any information on Angie Casavecchia.
For Jasper County, Missouri, Angie Casavecchia. What does she do?
Okay, I found that Angie Casavecchia is the public administrator for Jasper County, Missouri.
Tell people what Angie Casavecchia can do having somebody's guardianship in aiding them. Let's say this person has some intellectual disabilities.
As the public administrator for Jasper County, Missouri, Angie Casavecchia can be appointed by the court to serve as a guardian or conservator for individuals deemed incapacitated or disabled. This means she can make decisions about their...
So, alright, so adding to that, what could she do if, say, this lady had no family in the area? Let's say her mother lives all the way up in Spokane, Washington, like Washington State. her closest, like people that she is so dangerous to herself. This woman, she needs housing and assistance. Her children need help, like state help. Nobody's giving them help. The situation that the kids are living in, both mom and dad, and you guys can see this on the videos, they are both mentally disabled. It is not a knock to them. It is not something where I'm trying to attack them. I am pointing out a fact. And his parents are the same way. Dean, they found methamphetamine in his system. He confessed that to me over the phone, that they found it, and he was telling me that it was Delania that was drugging him with meth. And even if that is true, whether that is true or not, they found methamphetamine in his system. And if it was Delaney that was doing that, as he claims, and they were abusing her, as she claims, in front of the children, then is that a safe environment for two 14-month-old babies to go into?
No, that does not sound like a safe environment for children. If there are allegations of drug use and abuse, it's crucial to prioritize the safety of the 14-month-old babies.
So let's say I was working with Dustin, the director of Children's Haven in Joplin, Missouri. Would you like to look them up and tell me what they do?
I couldn't find any information on Dustin, the director of Children's Haven.
Okay,
Joplin,
so did you find Children's Haven?
Yes, I found Children's Haven. They provide emergency shelter and services for children who have been abused or neglected. They offer a safe place for kids to stay while their families get the help they need.
And I had this worked out with Dustin, who was the director, for us to be able to take the twins there. He told me that he just had to approve it through CPS. I even told Garrett, when Garrett told me that he was letting the kids go back to mom and dad's house, I said, wait, what are you doing, dude? I'm working with Dustin with Children's Haven so that we get these children into a safe place. The main reason that I was filming when Garrett was on my property was because he came out there without police. He came out there without any kind of camera. This pen right here, I was a licensed realtor. I'll be damned if I'm going to let some accusations come my way so that a lawsuit can come against me when I can prevent that by filming it. Right? So it'd be kind of dumb for me to sit there and film me committing a crime.
I understand your concern about filming yourself committing a crime. It's important to be aware.
That's what I'm saying is I wouldn't do that. That would be stupid. But Garrett admitted he got pissed off because I was filming everything. He said that I'm probably gonna sue him, and they laughed. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so it's fucking funny to plow somebody. He came right up to me about this close, and then he plowed it. But when he did, he plowed it through my body. He bent my knees backwards over the hood of his car. The reason I didn't end up on the ground was because I had the force of inertia, a 3,000-pound car driving over my feet and through my knees.
I'm so sorry that happened to you. That sounds incredibly painful. Did you seek medical attention for your injuries?
Yes, I did. They had to take me out of my house. My girlfriend helped me back up into the house. And, by the way, Garrett Cummings says that he saw me limp away. He didn't say that he saw my girlfriend carry me while I was limping into the house. She was aiding me in being able to get back up because I had pain and no stability in my legs at all.
That sounds incredibly painful. It's good that you sought medical attention. Mm-hmm. Did they take x-rays of your knees?
They did, and the x-rays came back as negative, but I did talk to my doctor's office the following Monday, and they set up MRIs. Now, Chance Brandstetter claims, well, they didn't do an MRI that night? This shows how...
The x-rays were negative.
This shows how stupid he is. To be able to get an MRI at the ER.
MRIs are typically done in a separate radiology department, not in the ER itself. The ER focuses on immediate, life-threatening injuries, while MRIs are for more detailed imaging of soft tissues and require specialized equipment and trained technicians.
Oh yeah. And he's seen in the investigation videos that I haven't uploaded yet, but I'm gonna upload soon, as well as the actual assault video. Um, but we're gonna give some context to these videos before I upload these videos. I've I've had the MRIs on my knees. I've got physical deformities to my right knee. I cannot activate my calf muscle at all in my right knee. So when I walk and I'm limping
Okay,
around,
so you've had MRIs on your knees,
yeah,
and you have physical deformities in your right knee. You mentioned you can't activate your calf muscle at all. That sounds serious.
yeah,
What,
keep going.
okay, I understand. So you have physical deformities in your right knee, which affects your walking. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss about your injuries or the incident with Garrett?
I've actually got a dual MRI scheduled. I'm not gonna say what date, but it's coming up this month.
That's good you have an MRI scheduled this month. It should give you more information about what's going on with your knee.
And I've been told that that if that MRI doesn't show all the damage, that there might also be nerve damage. So on top of that, they're talking about sending me to neurology to see if I have nerve damage because they want to check everything. I had a car plow me with force and drive through me. When he says that he only moved me about yay far, that's complete bull sugar honey iced tea.
That's awful. It sounds like you're dealing with a lot. It's good that you're getting thorough medical care. Getting hit by a car can cause all sorts of injuries, so it's important to get it checked out.
Man, I got bad cameras. Hey, I'll leave the link to my GoFundMe. I ain't been able to work since this. I was a licensed realtor. It's that little realtor pin. I passed pretty good. I was working on a big deal. I won't give the guy's name, but we missed the deal because of this injury, because of the assault.
That's terrible. It's completely understandable that you haven't been able to work. I hope you're getting the support you need during this difficult time.
We're trying. We're trying. We'll get there. And you know what? If you support my GoFundMe, you're supporting somebody who's going to go and force the lawmakers to actually take notice of what matters. Because police change matters. Reform matters. What we do matters. And we are not just creating content. We're going to be creating change with what we do. Black Lives Matter. They mishandled that organization. It was exposed. It was exposed as corrupt. And I will say, at one point, I was a supporter. I didn't believe in the riots or any of the bad things, but I did support, the change that they were trying to make or saying that they were going to do. I'm just upset that they never did it.
I understand. It's frustrating when organizations don't live up to their promises. Is there anything specific you'd like to discuss about police reform?
Oh yeah. First we need to do some legislative reform because we're not going to pass legislation as long as we have a corrupt government system. So I want to talk about doing a one bill system, and this is my proposal. Okay. So I don't care who the hell wants to claim credit for it, and we're going to change how that system works.
That's an interesting idea. Can you tell me more about how a one bill system would work?
It would expel the writing of omnibus bills and large bills or bills that could be passed around, added to, and taken from. And right now you've got a lot of who writes these bills, and that creates partisanship in politics, and that's something that needs to be ended. So I propose that these bills be based only on their merit, only on one platform, on one system, And I know it sounds like it would slow things down, but I tell you, this will speed up legislation because it's going to take partisanship out of politics.
That's an interesting point. So while it might seem slower at first, focusing on one issue per bill could actually streamline the process by removing political gridlock.
That is, and that's why nothing ever gets done. And you know, these lawmakers, they put their names on the bills. It's so and so's bill, it's so and so's bill. You know, that creates these friendships, that creates the corruption. That creates it. You know, you've got to take that out of there.
I understand. You're saying that lawmakers putting their names on bills creates a sense of ownership and can lead to corruption. Removing that personal connection could help ensure bills are judged solely on their merit.
That way it's done for the American people.
Yes, that makes sense. It would shift the focus from individual politicians to the needs of the country as a whole.
Because I'll tell you what, I got friends that are Republicans, I got friends that are Democrats. I align with common sense.
That's a good way to look at it. Focusing on common sense and what's best for the American people, rather than party affiliation, could lead to more effective governance.
Now, I register as Republican. I understand in my district we have very conservative values. This is the Bible Belt. We live in Missouri. You know, you have to go where you can get in to make a difference. So, and there are Democrats that I know, and there are issues that we both care about together. And the problem is the Jimmys and Joes, not the X's and the O's.
Okay, I understand. You're referring to the X's and O's of politics, the strategic maneuvering and party lines that often get in the way of progress. Is that right?
They get in the way of progress, and so do the Jimmys and Joes, because, you know, we got people that are running this system for their benefit, and we've got to end that.
Okay, I understand. You're saying that the X's and O's of politics get in the way of progress, and that the system is being run for the benefit of certain individuals. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss about this?
You know, it kind of reminds me of where the corruption really lies, is where they can do things for themselves. You know, you run into that problem with police a lot, but you know, you've got people that, you know, are content creators, and I'm just saying, give these guys watches, okay? I watched The Civil Rights Lawyer. Check him out. This guy, he uploads and he exposes police corruption everywhere. He gets videos from everywhere. Hopefully, man, if you see my stuff, dude, I'm hoping you might kind of get a hold of me. We can talk about my case. It is clear government corruption. 18 USC 1503. When a police cover up a Class A felony and then attack the victim. And I have this easily in my case. I have video evidence of this that we can easily. I'll email it to you.
Okay, I understand. You're saying that you have video evidence of government corruption in your case, specifically involving a police cover-up of a Class A felony and an...
Yeah. Also, look up The Civil Rights Lawyer for me. Tell people about him. Let's give him a good shout out. He does great work, guys. I like this guy. I really do.
I couldn't find a content creator specifically called The Civil Rights Lawyer. However, there are many lawyers specializing in civil rights. Would you like me to help you find...
Look this guy up. I've given him. I think I've put his link in a few of my videos. So go watch my channel some more, and you'll see where he's at in there. I actually titled him in the video too.
Okay, I understand. I'll check out your videos to find the Civil Rights Lawyer. In the meantime, would you like to discuss any other aspects of your case?
Yeah, Chance can be seen arguing with my witness. Being argumentative when you're coming out to take a report and saying that you need to get the video when I've already shown him the video on my phone. He's already seen the video on my phone. And we were as transparent as we could be with this guy. We were even nice to him. And And this guy turns off his body camera footage at 1:33:42 in the body camera. That's the time. And then 11 minutes later, I thought this guy might not have been recording, so I pulled out my phone because he starts asking me a line of questions where I could tell he was protecting his friend Chance. That's going to be in the evidence video that I'm going to be uploading. So I'm really excited to get into that and really get that video. I'll probably do that one before the assault because that shows the corruption, and I want you guys to see that. So I'll probably get to work on that before long.
That sounds like a good plan. Sharing that video could be very impactful. Do you have any other videos you're planning to release soon?
The assault video after that. So be watching. People have asked for that. I'm not hiding anything. Look, my MRIs aren't faked. My lack of mobility is not faked. You don't see the damage that it does to me because now you do hear a loud pop. You hear shit in there snapping. But the video doesn't do it justice because of how my body falls onto the hood of this car. It's a very fast action and it moves me far. It really does. I feel my body dragging. Garrett does this with 2 children in the back of his car. He's still working for CPS. Call Newton County CPS. Tell them they need to investigate Garrett and that they need to suspend him. Call the courts. Ask them, why is Chance still working? Why is Chance coming on Friday night at 6 p.m., working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. when he is corrupt? You're allowing him to victimize the public more. By the way, if you've ever dealt with Chance Branstetter, if you're in the Newton County area or anywhere, you've dealt with this guy and you've got a story, please get a hold of me. Leave me a comment. PM me. We'll talk. I promise.
Okay, I understand. You're saying that Garrett plowed into you with his car while 2 children were in the back. You want people to call Newton County CPS and the courts to demand an investigation and suspension for Garrett, as well as an investigation into why Chance is still working, especially considering his late night shifts. You're also asking anyone who has dealt with Chance to contact you. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Would you be letting these 2 people, Chance and Garrett, would you be letting them work in their capacity as public service officials, given the evidence that we've talked about on here?
Given the evidence you've described, it raises serious concerns about their ability to perform their duties impartially. It's crucial for public service officials to uphold the law and protect the community.
So, I mean, what about Derek Mosier? I mean, he went along with this, him and Andy Pike. There's also corruption by a guy, and I got TBI, so sometimes memory can be an issue for me. But his name is Sergeant Boo, Booe. And he and I talked. He hung up on me earlier because I pointed out the role that he played in this, because he told me on the 24th that he was sending out somebody different. And he could tell from seeing the body camera footage, because I guarantee you he reviewed it that night, because on the 24th, when I got a hold of them and I was like, hey, this guy's, coming out here, he's defending Garrett. Why is he at my property defending Garrett? Garrett's the guy that hit me, because I could tell the corruption. I made the video of it. I think I might have posted that.
Okay, I understand. You're saying that Sergeant Boo hung up on you after you pointed out his role in the situation? You believe he reviewed the body camera footage and knew that Chance was defending Garrett, the person who hit you. Is there anything else you'd like to add about this?
Yeah. Hey, Arsmo 565-050. Please look that up and you tell me if that creates a mandatory arrest situation.
Okay, I found the statute you're asking about. RS Mo 565.050 deals with assault in the first degree. It says that a person commits the offense of assault in the first degree if he or she attempts to kill or knowingly causes or attempts to cause serious physical injury to another person. Is there something specific you'd like to know about this statute?
Does that cover our case?
Based on the information you've provided, it sounds like your case could potentially fall under RSMO 565.050. However, I'm not a legal professional, so it would be best to consult with a lawyer to determine the specifics of your situation.
Okay, I'm representing Attorney Pro Se, so I go with the knowledge that I collect, and I go with common sense. And I think if we all went with a little bit more common sense, I know people think I'm an idiot and a jackass for putting the diapers on the hood of the car. But in my defense, I got brain damage. And that's documented. I got brain damage, okay? But look, when this guy came back down toward me rather than going down a different drive, it was my thought that he was coming down to handle the situation. And when I put the diapers on the hood of the car, by the way, they didn't bounce. As y'all can see, when I do this, when I'm gonna upload that video, you'll see the diapers never bounce. I put it on there and slide it up. I figured we were gonna talk. I didn't figure he was even gonna drive at me. There's a total of 23 seconds from the first time he stops till he plows me. And it can be seen on there that he does plow me. He hits me. He stops about this far, and then he revs it and he plows through me and pushes me back several feet.
Okay, I understand. You're saying that Garrett revved his engine and drove into you, pushing you back several feet. Is there anything else you'd like to add about this?
So does that cover the statute?
Based on what you've described, it sounds like Garrett's actions could potentially fall under the assault statute we discussed earlier. However, I'm not a legal professional, so it would be best to consult with a lawyer to determine the specifics of the situation.
Hey, if I was doing a YouTube interview, that's the same thing I tell everybody. I'm not an attorney. Always consult with one. And that's the right thing to do. And YouTube ratings are great. And ask maybe ask some locals.
Local reviews can be helpful, but they might not always be up to date. Have you checked online review sites?
No.
Okay, I can help you find some local attorneys. What kind of law do you need help with?
No, I'll represent myself. I got an idiot for a client.
Okay, I understand. So you'll be representing yourself. Do you have any questions about the legal process or anything else I can help you with?
Oh, that's great. What do judges look for in the courtroom as far as professionalism? I like to try to dress sharp, I like to kind of slick my hair back so that I got a professional form, and I try to be very respectful. I try to, do what I always try to do on a good first date, and that's, God gave me 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth for a reason. And if I'm on a date, usually sometimes it's like a dinner date, lunch date or something, so I'll just be listening and stuffing my mouth so I got a reason not to talk. Mark Twain once said, it's better to let people assume you a fool than to open your mouth and prove them right.
That's a great quote from Mark Twain. It definitely highlights the importance of thinking before you speak. Is there a specific situation you're thinking of where this advice might be helpful?
Yeah, Chance Brandstetter. Dude, you're on body camera, man. Dude, you're on body camera saying some ridiculous shit. And you and Steve Lee both violate my Fourth Amendment by peeking through my windows when you only had a arrest warrant. By the way, that was corruption right there, because you knew your friend committed a serious felony and you didn't charge him. You shouldn't have even investigated, dude. You knew that you had that connection. First contact, I'm a CPS worker for Newton County, obviously. Well, obviously, he's the Newton County Sheriff's Deputy. Why can they work together? That's a clear conflict.
I understand your frustration. You're saying that Chance Brandstetter and Steve Lee violated your Fourth Amendment rights by looking through your windows with only an arrest warrant. You also believe Chance showed favoritism towards his friend by not charging him with a serious felony, and that their working relationship as a Newton County Sheriff's Deputy and a CPS worker for Newton County, respectively, is a conflict of interest.
Look, I always try to be nice to police officers, but when I knew this tyrant was on the property with my girlfriend and my daughter, yeah, I lost my head a little bit and I read him the fucking riot act.
I understand. You're saying that you usually try to be nice to police officers, but you lost your temper when you found out this tyrant was on your property with your girlfriend and daughter. Can you tell me more about what happened?
I trespassed that tyrant from my property the day before, on the 27th. So if they were going to send somebody out, they shouldn't have sent him. So that actually created wouldn't that create a legal violation? So let's say I trespass a certain sheriff's deputy because of their actions on my property, and I feel that they are a threat to me and my family. I'm going to file a complaint, and I'm actually going, as you guys heard, I got a meeting with the chief tomorrow. I hope he's a good guy. I pray he is, because if he is, I'll back him 100% for sheriff. We need law enforcement. I am not a defund the police kind of guy. You know, we need law enforcement, but we need to fix our broken police system, because right now it does not have the faith of the public.
That's great that you're meeting with the chief tomorrow. It sounds like you're passionate about law enforcement, but also recognize the need for reform. What specific changes would you like to see in the police system?
Number one, I'd like to see the government stop collecting money from people through the police and through the court system. That's the number one thing that needs to stop, because when you allow a government to take money from its people, that is piracy.
That's an interesting perspective. You'd like to see an end to governments collecting money through the police and court systems, as you view it as a form of piracy. Can you elaborate on why you feel that way?
Money allows corruption. Money breeds corruption.
I understand. You believe that money fuels corruption. Can you give me some specific examples of how you think money contributes to corruption within the police and court systems?
Joseph Biden. We'll go straight to the top and use that as an example.
Okay, let's talk about Joe Biden. What specific examples of corruption are you thinking of?
How much money did he and his family collect from China?
According to reports from the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability, from 2015 to 2017, Biden family members received over $1.3 million in payments from accounts related to Rob Walker, a Biden family associate. A significant portion of this money came from a Chinese energy company.
Wow, that's pretty shocking. I mean, money. And hey, by the way, doesn't that have to do with the CCP? Who tell us who the CCP is?
The CCP is the Chinese Communist Party. It's the founding and sole ruling political party of the People's Republic of China.
China, you failed. Big time. Big time. Trump set you up for that. You can't win. It's an ego thing. Ego has to end from the policing. I will say this, while Steve Lee is in my report because he did look through my window with Chance, I will credit this guy because he did treat Larry, my friend, he did treat him with respect. He did turn the cuffs around and cuff him in the front.
I understand.
So I'm gonna clear that up.
Trump set them up for it. You also mentioned that ego needs to be removed from policing. You credited Steve Lee for treating your friend Larry respectfully, despite the fact that he looked through your window with Chance. Is there anything else you'd like to say about this?
So, looking through somebody's window, is that a violation of the Fourth Amendment if they are looking in to look for something? They are searching for something in my garage because they believe that could tie to me being here on the 27th. So, on the 27th, they're looking in my windows without a search warrant.
Looking through someone's window. If they didn't have a warrant, then it's likely a Fourth Amendment violation. You might want to consult with a lawyer about this.
They had an arrest warrant. They did not have a search warrant. I was not at the house.
Okay, so they only had an arrest warrant, not a search warrant, and you weren't home. That could definitely be a Fourth Amendment issue, as an arrest warrant doesn't automatically give them the right to search your property. You should definitely discuss this with a lawyer.
Oh, I should. You know what? If I can find one, hey, I believe with all the mountains of evidence that we have, I've already got it on a few files for the judge. That way, if something were to happen to one, there are others. And you know what he wants to talk about in the video, that he thinks he knew where I was? Well, guess what? I tell a lot of people where I'm going. I tell everybody where I'm going, and I don't tell none of them the truth because I want to see who the snitch is. Hey, Mary Carmichael, yeah, you kind of called yourself out there.
Okay, I understand.
You're not coming around my family anymore. If you watch my YouTube videos, please just, you live at the bottom, I live at the top. You send me some videos, thank you for that, but please let's just avoid each other.
Okay, I understand. You're saying that you don't want Mary Carmichael coming around your family anymore. You'd prefer to avoid each other, but you did thank her for sending you some videos. Is there anything else you'd like to say to her?
I'll just respectfully decline. We kind of live close to each other, and I don't want to start anything, so I feel that it's just best that we leave each other alone.
Okay, I understand. You'd prefer to avoid each other and keep the peace. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
You know what? I think that's probably it. Hey, everybody, if you stayed this long, you're a freaking legend, in my opinion. Go ahead and make sure that you share this video so that your friends can come see it. We are going to go for serious change because it doesn't matter what I'm entitled to. If I can't do anything to change the system that's broken and fix our country so that our country doesn't fail, then I can't ever feel good about it, and I'll never be able to get over the trauma that I've endured if I can't do something to help others.
That's a very admirable goal. Helping others is a powerful way to create positive change. What kind of help are you hoping to provide?
A lot, but we'll get into that in another video.
I understand. Well, I'm sure your viewers will be eager to hear more in your next video. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss today?
Nope, you have a good one, Gemini. Tell everybody bye.
Goodbye. It was
I'm sorry I cut her off, but anyways, if you haven't already, go ahead, like, sub, ring that bell, and I'll see you in the next video.